It's your first time with the media interviews. So.
What's gone into the offensive line's ascension, essentially?
I think having these first 5 games under our belt has played a big factor. Developing each week, game planning teams every week. Just focusing on what plays we're good at, what plays need work, and carrying those into games has been really helpful. And everybody's getting better technique. Practice has been going really well for us when we go against the defense as well. So, hopefully we can keep that going into next week.
Is Karan the kind of running back that linemen like to block for because of how hard he runs and gets the extra yards?
Yeah, you could definitely say that. Karan's probably one of the hardest runners I've ever seen, and for his size, running over people on a consistent basis, breaking tackles, never going down. That's something that kind of fires you up as an offensive lineman, and makes you want to block a little harder because you never know when he'll be able to spring one out for a long run like he has in the past.
And if you can block the big guys, that gives them a better chance to run over linebackers and DBs, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we try to do. I mean, I remember a play in the game where I think he ran over like 2 people and was still on his feet with 3 people on his back, and that's something that really fires you up as an offensive lineman.
Do you feel like Saturday was the best offensive line has played so far this year?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I feel like we had an okay game. The offense overall started out flat. I don't know what that played into, but I think we played well, but I don't think it was the best game we played all year. But going in these next few games, we're gonna improve and we're gonna do what we have to do to come out fast and start fast and score points and not go 3 and out 2 times to start the game. Definitely.
Where's your group at now compared to where you want it to be?
We right now. We're doing well. We're winning games, but we're not at the point where we need to be. I don't think we averaged more than 3 yards a carry last week, and we want to get that up around 4.5, and we have in the past few games. But that's something that's a really big point of emphasis. And as offensive line, pass protection's been going really pretty well. I think we gave up a coverage sack against Northwestern, but other than that, I feel like we've been pass protection pretty well. Shay's had time, and when he has time back there, he can make unbelievable plays with his feet and his arms. So, yep.
The improvements you mentioned you want to make, with the run game, and is that physical, like just getting more push, or is there something about reading the defense, kind of seeing what they're trying to do?
I think it goes into what you said, reading the defense and understanding that what they are trying to do against us to counter the formation and the play that they think we're going to run, and it also goes into giving Coach Warner and information off of the sideline and making those in-game adjustments that we need to make that will help us later on in the game, which we did make, and we're able to go down and score a much-needed touchdown drive to seal the game pretty much.
Did the offensive line go into the season motivated to answer questions about whether the offensive line could be a strength or not be a weakness?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The narrative's been going on ever since I've been here about the Michigan offensive line and how it hasn't been up to the standards that people outside of this building would like. But we take that personally, and we've been trying to grow every day, every game, and yeah.
I think you'd probably agree that Notre Dame was the best defensive line you've faced so far, and you've shown a lot of strides since then, but is there sort of a desire to get tested and show that you can do it against a better defensive line?
Yeah, so far Notre Dame probably was the best defense that we played all year, and we got everything that we want as a team in front of us. These next coming games, Big Ten games pretty much counts 2 games. You can't really lose one of these. If you do, you're kind of out of the race and contention. So going into this, we take it one game at a time, face this opponent. It doesn't matter who you're playing next week. We're still going to just do what we need to do. And going forward, doesn't matter who's going to play defense against us. We're going to get our job done.
Does it help at all, though, when you face a really tough defense to start out the season like that? As far as, developing and kind of knowing what to expect?
Definitely. Notre Dame showed us what we needed to work on, and for me, definitely was pass protection. Definitely learned that from the first game, took that in consideration, and I felt as offensive line unit, we have pass protected pretty well these past few games, and that's something we take pride in. Run blocking as well, and I think we rushed all right against Notre Dame, but really having them as a first game really helped us, and we learned from the mistakes we made in that game, and we won't repeat them anymore.
Where would you assess your personal confidence now versus where it was, just after the Notre Dame game?
Yeah, building that kind of battle rhythm, knowing that I'm going to be starting every game at left tackle as opposed to last year, kind of just rotating in and out, not knowing when and if. Having that confidence going in there, watching film, studying the game plan, having all that in my head, and just going in there and just doing what I need to.
Jon, last week Ben Bredesen said that going from week 1 to now, the communication has improved with you guys. Where have you seen that kind of show up, going back to week 1?
It all starts at Cesar Ruiz up front, and him helping us out on what we need to do. And being with Ben, working with him since the beginning of August in camp, and we kind of have that nonverbal communication going where we don't really need to say much, we know what we need to do, and having that consistency with him has been really helpful. And having the captain of the Michigan offense right next to you is a pretty good stress reliever, so that's been nice.
Time for a few more for Jon.
Northwestern's defense was coming off a bye. Did they seem kind of well prepared in that first quarter as far as getting by you guys or getting some push at the line?
Definitely. They had 2 weeks to prepare for us, probably a lot fresher. They knew exactly what to do, and they came out and they executed perfectly. That's props to them. Jumped on us 17-0, and we knew the whole time that we weren't out. I believed that we were going to come back and win this game, even when we were down 17-0. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But we definitely got the best shot early, and we were able to keep on them, and eventually came out with the W. So it's nice.
You mentioned the recent narrative around Michigan's offensive line being sort of a motivating factor for you guys. How do you balance that with, not hearing too much of what's said outside of this building?
Yeah, I mean, kind of take it with a grain of salt. Kind of hear it, don't really look too far into it. Just kind of know that that's what people are saying. But, at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. It's only the people in the offensive line room that matters to us. And we all have each other's backs, and the best thing that we can do is just go out there and perform the next week, and that's what we look forward to doing every week.
Several of you now have said that you weren't worried when you guys went down 17-0. Why was it?
Well, for me, honestly, it was because coming off 2 weeks, like you said, they had their bye, knowing that we're going to get the best shot, having them at home. I think that was probably one of the biggest crowds that Northwestern's ever had at one of their games. Knowing that we're going to get their best shot and going out there and just guys on the bench, no one was down and out about the score 17-0, even because, we were in the same scenario against Notre Dame. They went out and scored their first 2 drives as well, but that game didn't go how we favored. But,
You guys didn't have that same feeling in Notre Dame?
We felt like we were going to be able to come back against Notre Dame, but just ended up on the last drive coming up short. But, Northwestern was a good team, give them credit. We got good players on their defense, and we were just able to play a little longer than they were, so it worked out well for us.
Coach Harbaugh mentioned that Shay Patterson's energy was infectious when you guys were down. What does that exactly look like for him? Is he really vocal, or is he just more of a even-kill guy?
He's a very vocal guy on the quarterback, in the huddle as a quarterback. Him before every drive getting us all fired up, telling us that this thing's not over. We just got to go down and get one more score. Him making plays with his feet. He had like 2 big-time scrambles. The one that got called back on that call on Karan, that was kind of unbelievable. But him getting out of the pocket and making those plays, knowing at any time that thing can happen, just having him a quarterback and that confidence that he gives off is infectious, definitely.
Anything else for Jon?
You hear the things that people are saying outside the building. Mm-hmm. You and Juwan have been the focal point of some. How do you process that when you hear people questioning you guys?
kind of try not to read into it too much, but yeah, I know it's there, and it doesn't really faze me too much. That's people's own opinions, and everybody's entitled to that. When it comes to certain things that go on during the game, people have no idea, like watching the TV copy of our game, no idea what our scheme is on the play, no idea how we block it, no idea like there's certain ways we block it or what rules that we can and cannot apply during that certain play. So kind of stuff like that, you know, you just, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Doesn't really affect me too much going forward, but yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.